That's how you can observe and know what culture is, right? And the culture itself shows the essence of the people, both personal and corporate culture. Because you can look upon a group of people and say, oh, I know them. You can look upon an individual and say, oh, I'm a Jamaican. Or I'm American. I'm German. Just by the way they operate, the way they speak, the way they eat, right? That's how precise, that's how broad, that's how observable culture is, right? That are the principle. Now, culture depends on laws. Now, I'm going to break down that one now. Culture depends on laws. Why that? Why is that so? Now, check this out, you know. Imagine a country just get established, right? Which means if a country is just being established, imagine a group of people find one island where half the size of Jamaica, right? Just get established. That country has no culture. You know why? Just a start. They have no natural way of doing things. But how can you put that in place? By creating laws. Now, you start the first law you create is that nobody should wake up in the morning without greeting at least 5 persons. That is a law you establish in that country. So everybody just knows that is the law. Grow up, them wake up in the morning and say at least good morning to 5 people. And that happened for the first 10 years of the life of that country. Right? Because that law was put in place, a culture was established of morning greetings. So it became the culture of that country to greet 3 persons every morning. Why? Because a law was put in place decades earlier. So now that law can be removed. 20 years later, that law can be removed and the culture remains. Why? It has already been embedded in the persons that grew up in it. So you don't need the law to make that a culture anymore. You don't need the law to instill that behavior because the culture already carries it on. That's the principle, right? So that's how powerful culture is. Now, I want to show you something else. That's how powerful culture is. See, culture is grown, it's developed, it's trained, and it's influenced, right? Culture continues to grow, continues to develop. You can train people to follow a specific culture. You can teach them a specific culture. And it influences people. Even if you not decide for do it, it naturally influences you. That is why you grow up and you start do certain things. You start do the natural things that Jamaicans do. Why? It is the culture of the country. So the more you're around it, the more you live in it, the more you start to do it because that is all you see. So it becoming grafted within you without you making a conscious effort to do it. You start doing it subconsciously because that is what you see. That is all get downloaded in your mind. The culture around you. That's how powerful culture is. You not have to engage it. It engages you. That's how powerful culture is. Right? Now, what are laws? Look at this now. Laws are fixed implementations that create a culture in an environment. Just like we described a while ago. Right? It impacts the people within it and manifestation becomes natural. What that mean? When a law is established, it creates a culture within that environment. And when that culture is manifested, it becomes natural over time. Because you consistently do it until it becomes, we call it second nature. So now, how you operate in that kingdom, that colony of heaven, how you're spending it is by faith. Faith is the currency of heaven. The culture of heaven now is love, meaning the way of life, how you do things, the natural manifestations. That environment, that natural atmosphere is love, right? And faith depends on love. Literally. Without love, your faith is meaningless. Don't make it fall upon folly ground, right? Now, catch this next principle. Love, without love, everything else is meaningless. Without love, everything else is meaningless. But watch this. Check this out. If you truly understand what it means to love yourself, people around you are going to feel that love. Because that's what loving yourself do. Watch this.